It's time for this month's Here and There. It's September and we're knocking on the door of fall. This month we're joined by Abby Roberts. She's a first grade teacher at Gemstone Elementary and she's a finalist for Arkansas Teacher of the Year. Corey Parks from the Conway Area Chamber of Commerce is with us. He details Launch Conway, an event for 7th through 9th graders to learn more about careers. As always, Stefanie Brazile is here. She'll take us inside the September issue of 501 Life magazine. Conway Christian head football coach and athletic director Justin Kramer joins me. We'll talk about the Eagles. And finally, Wayne Bailey and Ashtyn Brown from Gamer Gab. They introduce us to some really cool kids from Conway High, the Mario Kart Esports team. It's a full show. Let's get started on Conway Court. It's been a whirlwind couple of weeks for all teachers, but one in particular, Abby Roberts, who is with us. It was in May that she was named the Conway Public School District Teacher of the Year. And that was just the start of things for you. Congratulations, first of all. Take us through the last few months.
Thank you. It has been a whirlwind. It's been one thing after another. So in May, I was named Teacher of the Year for Gemstone Elementary. And then soon after that, they named me Teacher of the Year for the Conway Public Schools. And right after that, Caitlin Riles pulls me to the side and was like, you have this application to fill out. It needs to be done in 3 days.
Yeah.
So I fill out this application for Arkansas Teacher of the Year, and then we go all summer waiting to hear. And then in July, I got an email saying I was the regional finalist. And so I went to the governor's mansion last Monday, and they recognized all the regional finalists. There were 14 of us, and then they announced the top 4 finalists, and I am honored to be one of those.
So you did not know about that, though, until they announced
Correct.
it? Okay.
Correct. Yeah, they recognized all 14 of us, and we go back and sit down, and then they start describing who the finalists are, and you're sitting there going, wait, that's me. That's me.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's
yes.
Well, congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that. So let's talk classrooms.
Sure.
You teach first grade at Gemstone
I do.
Elementary.
Yes.
You've been there for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Did you teach first grade before?
I taught 2nd grade for 4 years.
Okay.
And then I taught 4th grade for my first 2 years here at Gemstone. And then last year was my first year in first grade.
So do you have a favorite group of students?
I favorite group of students? No, I cannot say that.
Thank you. Good answer.
A favorite grade? Not necessarily.
Yeah.
First grade has been the most rewarding.
Yeah.
They just learn so much and grow so much in first grade. So I would definitely say it's the most rewarding.
And that was what I wanted to ask you was take us through, for those of us who have had kids in school, but we've never been a teacher, take us through August when you meet the kids.
Sure.
And you can tell the ones that are going to get it and you can tell the ones that maybe aren't necessarily. But then in May, what's that journey like and how does that feel when you get to
A lot of
May?
hard work
Yeah.
throughout the year on the kids' part, on the students' part, and on my part. But building those relationships at the beginning is what you have to start with. And then the kids have so much more buy-in in what they do, but then getting to watch them succeed and watch their peers cheer them on and be like, wow, they weren't reading. Like other students realized they weren't reading at the beginning of the year and now they are.
Wow.
And it's just awesome.
That's an amazing reward. Probably as much as a reward as the other things that are happening to you
Sure.
this summer.
Oh, yes.
And that
Yes.
you see on an annual basis. Who inspired you to be a teacher? Who led
That's a
that?
great question. I love this question. Both my parents are in education.
Okay.
So my mom taught preschool and kindergarten. So I've always watched her, in her classroom, helped her in her classroom. And my dad also was in education. He was a college math professor and then also a college football coach. So I've just grown up. It's in my blood. I've been in education and I just love it. Didn't have any other choice. That's what I wanted to do.
You were going that path.
That's what I was going to do.
I
Yes.
understand. Brag on some of the folks at Gemstone. Who is it that your peers
Oh, my
and
goodness.
the administration there? We know a lot of those
Everyone.
folks. Yeah.
I mean, truly everyone. Mr. Lewis has cheered me on from the get-go and pushed me to go even greater than just in the classroom. So this has been, he's like, this is what I've been saying is going to happen this whole time. And all the teachers there. I mean, everybody is so supportive. We love each other. We laugh. We have fun. When people say your work environment is your family away from your family, this is our family away from family. Yeah. We truly love each other. We went through last week and named words of how we want our school to feel, and people were just saying safe, fun, family. And that's truly how Gemstone feels.
Well, congratulations again. I feel like I keep saying that, but I feel like there's congratulations on different levels for you. And good luck.
Thank
We'll
you.
follow the story with you and keep doing what you're doing for those kids at Gemstone and beyond.
Appreciate you.
Hello Conway, this is Jeff Brooks of Brooks Fine Jewelry. We're in the dog days of summer and custom jewelry is absolutely taking off. So we've decided that on Saturdays to give you our undivided attention. For you to have your custom jewelry designed here at Brooks Fine Jewelry on Saturday, spend some private time without being interrupted by the traffic flow. So please come down to Brooks Fine Jewelry and see us. Let's create something today that you can be proud to hand your family for tomorrow.
Brooks Fine Jewelry, your jewelry makers in downtown Conway.
Just wait and see what our family can do.
Hey, good morning, y'all. Heading into work. I usually like to get here a little early, get my coffee, visit with a few other early birds, and we roll into the office, see what we got on the agenda for today. It's definitely going to be a good day. Serve the customers at Conway. Hey, we made it out to our job this morning. We're doing a water tap for some customers. Fixing to be building a new house. A couple of the finest workers Conway Corp's got. We got the copper set. We're letting it flush out now. They got some good pressure down here. We were able to accomplish our task this morning. Finished product looks something like that.
One of the many things that makes Conway special is the work that the Conway Area Chamber of Commerce does. And we're always grateful to get a chance to visit with a member of that crew. And Corey Parks is with us. He is the Chief Economic Development Officer. And we're going to talk today about an event that's coming up that I'm excited about because I've got young people in my home and that are going to be launching into the workforce someday. So let's talk about Launch Conway.
Okay, so Launch Conway is a career expo. This is going to be our first attempt at hosting one of those. We benchmarked a group in South Central Kentucky because we're notorious for finding the best folks that do something and then ripping off and duplicating. Hey. And then we also went just down the road to the Academies of Central Arkansas and looked at a local event to see how it would, how we could make sure that we're measuring up to employer expectations. Yeah.
So who's the age range? Are we talking high school kids, college kids, out of college? Who are you?
So it depends.
Okay.
Because as I learned, we're going to have representation from across Faulkner County.
Okay.
And so what I would classify as junior high students, some school districts may classify as middle school or high school, but the grades are going to be 7th through 9th.
Okay.
We're expecting a little more than 2,500 students.
Okay.
And so that'll be an interesting experience to say the least.
Okay, so in my research that I always try to do for these interviews, I missed that. It's for a younger group of kids.
Yep.
It's for 7th through 9th graders.
Yep.
Okay, that kind of changes my focus here.
Okay.
You're really trying to catch some kids young
Yeah.
about opportunities that are in the hometown that they're growing up in. I love
Yeah.
that.
Well, and so that was very strategic because we took a group with of our staff in representation from UACCM, University of Arkansas Community College at Morrilton,
Yeah.
and then local school district to this experience in Kentucky. And what we decided is that while it would be beneficial to include high school students, it's probably better to target earlier. And actually, we could maybe stand to do it a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
But catching those students before they enter high school and start hopefully enrolling in CTE courses, we can get them ahead of that and introduce them to things that they probably never would have had exposure to otherwise. Because people want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a nurse, a teacher, a firefighter, police officer. There's certain occupations that they think that they want to do, but it's usually only limited to their aunt, their uncle, their parent, their grandpa, whoever it may be. Kids are very limited on the exposure that they have to their household and their immediate family.
There's a lot that the chamber does. We have involvement in a lot of the events, but I don't know that people realize this kind of work that the chamber does. That's got to be rewarding for you.
Oh yeah, well, and this is probably some of the most important work that we could do.
Yeah.
Because and it wouldn't be possible without the business community. Inside Enterprises is our title sponsor of this event, and we have a number of other sponsors who are making it possible. But without being able to develop that pipeline, it's not sustainable long term to be able to make sure that we have candidates for positions. And so really leaning on the business community to create these interactive, engaging experiences, because it's not going to be folks handing out flyers. It's interactive demonstrations to say, hey, this is something that's cool and exciting about the work that we do, and this is why you should be interested in it.
It's almost like you talk about recruitment and economic development and all the, you sell Conway as a place to move to.
Yeah.
But it's also important to remind the people that grow up here, it's a pretty special place. And not every place is like Conway. And so recruiting our people is important.
Well, absolutely, because when we think about our labor shed, it's way wider than Faulkner County and Conway. Oftentimes people may not realize that we have a net migration of folks from 11 surrounding counties to work in here every day. There are more people that work in Faulkner County than outside of Faulkner County. But in order to make sure that we have a workforce moving forward, we have to be intentional and make sure our students are aware of the regional opportunities that they have in front of them.
I think we've convinced students and parents that they want to do this. Now let's give them the facts.
Okay.
When and where and how do they get involved? What's all that? When is it?
It's October 2nd.
Okay.
That's when we'll have school districts busing students in. What that schedule looks like will be determined by their individual school district.
Okay.
But the event, I expect, will last from probably 8 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. On October 2nd. And so it'll be a great experience for folks to get to, again, interact with employers and learn about all that our economy is made of.
That's awesome. Thank you for doing that, and thank you for everything else that you and the rest of the Chamber does for all of us in Conway.
Awesome. Thanks,
Appreciate
Jeff.
it, Corey. Thanks.
At Brooks Fine Jewelry, you can do more than just browse for jewelry. You can create it. Come talk to our award-winning design team and diamond specialists today.
I like saving people money where I can. I like giving them service that's second to none. I personally like the custom approach, and I like being able to walk people through the whole process myself. I would much rather build that groove, have it to where you just know it's right. Let's make it a fun experience, something that you're going to remember.
Brooks Fine Jewelry, your jewelry makers in downtown Conway.
What's up, guys? I want to introduce you to two of my newest little friends of the Conway Animal Welfare Unit. First up, we got Roger. Now, Roger is about 48 pounds, and he's an American Pit Bull mix. Now, Roger's got this beautiful white fur mixed in with some tan and some brown fur. Roger has a really high food drive, which basically just means he loves food. He was super easy to train. He already knows how to sit. Now, one of his most favoriteest things to do is to play ball. Now, Roger will do best with a family that just wants to take him on walks and have an all-around amazing dog. But next, let's talk about Jaylee. Now, Jaylee is 48 pounds. She's about 3 years old, and she is an American Pit Bull Terrier mix. Now, Jaylee absolutely loves to play a game of tug, and she's got a very high toy drive. She wasn't the biggest fan of treats, but has a really high toy drive. Now, Jaylee wants to play for all of about 10-15 minutes, and then she just wants to calm down and hang out with you. So come pick up one of these amazing animals, or one of the many other amazing animals they've got at the Conway Animal Welfare Unit today.
Every month we visit with Stefanie Brazile from 501 Life magazine. She is the co-owner and editor of that magazine, and we appreciate what they do every single month to highlight not only Conway, but of course the area, the 501. And this month we're going to talk about businesses. It is the 501 Works edition of the magazine. Stefanie, hello.
Hello.
Thank you for being here. Interesting stories all throughout the magazine, and the cover is, there's so many things that I think I know about Conway, but then I find out that I don't know about Conway. Douglas Company in Conway supplies products for 1,000 convenience stores in 7 states. Tell me everything I should know about Douglas Company.
This company is 51 years old, founded by Bob Douglas many years ago, actually in Texarkana, which is where I was born. And then it was moved to Conway in the 70s. All the operations for this company are now in Conway, and they do a huge business. And what they're doing is supplying convenience stores with products. They employ about 150 people, and so they are servicing like 1,000 convenience stores a week, which is phenomenal. And the concept is this: if I have the Bear's Den, let's say, and I need a box of candy bars, well, I can't have diesels pulling up or large trucks all through the day bringing me products. So instead I order them from Douglas Company, and they bring out the amount that I need. So they are a distributor of products to people. So they employ a lot of people, very important part of our economy, And it's a cool company.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great concept. Of course, like you said, you wouldn't want the 18-wheelers, the diesels driving on Ferris all the time or whatever, talking about Bears Den or Dave Ward Drive. Interesting. So we'll learn more about them, and they are on the cover. The Conway Symphony Orchestra is celebrating a couple of interesting anniversaries, not only 40 years for the orchestra, but the conductor who's fantastic. Izzy's great, 20 years of leadership.
Yes, Izzy gets off. We love to watch him perform as he leads the symphony. And have you ever noticed that he's really not looking at music? I think he has it all memorized.
Wow.
It's impressive. But they were originally called the Civic Orchestra. And it was faculty and students from Hendrix and UCA working together. And then he came on the scene 20 years ago, and he thought, there's so many professional musicians around this region, let's bring them in. So at this point, the Conway Symphony Orchestra is made up of so many students who are pre-professionals and then paid professional musicians, and as you know, they do a phenomenal job. I want to mention to everybody their free concert that they do each year at Laurel Park will be September 20th.
Okay.
And so that's going to start at 7:15. They'll have food trucks out and dessert trucks too, I understand, so you can have supper, enjoy the concert. And I attend this, and I would say like 1,000 people come to this, but there's plenty of space. Bring a blanket, bring a chair, and come out and enjoy it. But also they have their season tickets on sale. We want to support our orchestra for a town our size. It's wonderful to have such a talented orchestra.
September 20th is the free event.
Yes.
And so for families who just want an opportunity to expose their kids to music that's maybe something that they would normally listen to, I think they'll find that they love it.
Absolutely, and it's a great opportunity to have young kids at a performance because it's outdoor. They can literally run around, and you will hear music you recognize.
Okay.
They do some fun music at this one as well.
So yours truly, Consignment, is also celebrating the anniversary. 25 years that Cinda Montgomery has been running this consignment store.
Yes, and it's such a nice consignment store. Whenever I arrived on the scene here about 4 years ago, I started visiting local businesses, and compared to ones that I've been to where they have a smell or it seems old, this is like a new retail shop. But we congratulate Cinda on this anniversary, and to honor that, she has done a complete remodel. She had the opportunity to expand into a business that was closing, and so she has added 2,000 square feet, and she's changed everything around and now has 5,000 square feet of home goods and home decor. So just wanted to mention that to people. But we congratulate her on that anniversary, and she said that she has people from all over the state and beyond to come to her store, and they really pride themselves on being kind and being personal with customers.
Very good. I know that that's been who they've been since they've been around for 25 years. The couple of the month are Valerie and Brad Rogers. She works at Conway Regional Hospital. He is at the Conway Human Development Center. Tell us about the Rogers.
She's with labor and delivery and the NICU unit, which they see wonderful things and occasional heartbreak,
yes,
right?
They do.
But we appreciate what she does there.
Yes.
And then he's a physical therapist, and we know that the CHDC is just a phenomenal place here in our city. They have 5 kids together, and just a couple that we felt like a lot of people would know, and they work hard.
Nice. Valerie and Brad Rogers. Learn more about them. So the UCA women's basketball team, the Sugar Bears, they have got a pet. Tell me about the pet that the basketball team has.
They have a pet named Mia who comes to work every day with head coach Tony Kemper.
Okay.
And Mia is about 5 months old now.
Okay.
She's a Moyen poodle, and it was his idea that a lot of sports teams, it's a growing phenomenon where you see them have a therapy dog.
Okay.
We saw this at the Olympics,
Yes.
for those who watch the Olympics.
Yes.
And he thought, why not try this with my team? And they think it's been a really positive thing. Even though she's chewing up socks and sports cones as she cuts her teeth, she runs around. The students pet her, play with her, take her for walks, and we know that being a college student is stressful. And then if you add on the responsibility of traveling with a basketball team, that would be a lot of stress. So it's something he's trying the first time he's ever tried that, Coach Kemper said, and it's working out well. So Mia goes to work every day.
I love it. I'm a huge Coach Kemper fan. This will be my 10th season to do the public address announcing for both the Sugar Bears and the Bears basketball programs. And watching the culture that he's brought in last year and now learning about this, it's no surprise that he would look out, maybe a little outside the box, something new for Central Arkansas Athletics. So looking forward to seeing Mia hopefully at the games. We'll see her at the games. Finally, Chef Don Bingham. Man, Chef Don Bingham. I don't know why we do it this way, but we talk about what he's done, but we don't always get to enjoy what he's done. Homemade ice cream and fried pies, recipes that are in the magazine.
Yes, 3 recipes of fried pies. One that's a miniature. There was a lady in the community who used to make one that was like a tablespoon size.
Oh.
So he brings that back for us.
Okay.
And then also one of the types of homemade ice cream that I had not heard of was Orange Crush. So lots of sugar in that, but a 2-liter bottle of Orange Crush sodas in it. I'm going to make it next weekend for my husband's birthday. But yes, it looks delicious, and we wanted to share those recipes with people because it's that time of year. We're kind of wrapping up summer.
Yeah.
We're ready for the fall fried pies, but we still want something cold.
So Stefanie, thank you for telling us about the issue that's out, the 501 Works issue, the September issue. But that's not the only issue they're going to find on newsstands as folks are around the 501. They're going to find the football ad. Now, I know we mentioned it last month briefly, but this is what they're looking for.
It is. And so this is on stands and available on digital at 501lifemag.com. 35 elite football players from the region. So we just wanted to highlight that and share that with you as well.
And there's also, when you get the magazine, look inside. There's a great article that Mark Oliver has written about our partnership, Conway Corp's partnership, with Six Leg Productions, the high school class at Conway High, and how we work together. And so thanks for including that in the magazine. I thought Mark did a great job with it.
Absolutely. I think it's interesting that you have high school students that are working with you.
Yeah.
In the fall and the spring with basketball, and when you had some positions open, you were able to pull job candidates from the local high school because you were familiar with their work habits and their abilities. And so it's wonderful that that worked out this year.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful that you continue this project to mentor these students and give them an opportunity for real life scenarios and a chance to practice their skills.
Well, I graduated high school a long time ago, and there was a local access TV station. It was called Pegasus in Enid, Oklahoma, where I grew up, and I got a chance to stand nervously in front of a camera with the microphone, but it ignited this love of this that I still get to do today because of some incredible blessings. And so to pass that on to anybody is great, but to work with these high school students means a lot to me personally and professionally, and so thanks for highlighting that. That means a lot to us.
Sure, we were glad to. I think it's interesting to people to know about these kind of partnerships.
Yep, thank you.
Hello Conway, this is Jeff Brooks at Brooks Fine Jewelry. Throughout the year, with all the new customs that have come in, we've found out that it's a lot easier to work with the customers on the weekend, to sit with people individually, without all the traffic coming in and without all the interruptions. So we've decided to do appointments only on Saturday. Give Jack and Ryan a call and come on down to Brooks Fine Jewelry and let's get you a piece of jewelry made. This is a great time of year to have a design made.
Brooks Fine Jewelry, your jewelry makers in downtown Conway.
Come on down and see what my papa can make.
Exciting times at Conway Corp. 5 Sports is going to be playing back some other football in town. We've been the home of the Conway Wampus Cats for 24 seasons now, but starting this year, we're going to be broadcasting the Conway Christian Eagle games. We're joined by Justin Kramer. He's the head coach and athletic director and kind of does everything at Conway Christian. So we're going to be broadcasting your broadcasts of the games, which we're excited to be able to do. And Coach, before we even get going any further, thank you for letting us come alongside and get your kids some exposure on Conway Corp.
Yes, sir. No, absolutely. And we appreciate you guys. I think it took me about 3 seconds to decide we wanted to do it. You emailed me. So anything that we can do that's going to shed a positive light on our kids and get the hard work that they've put in kind of out there with their friends and family that maybe couldn't have made it on a Friday can watch and see. And just be a part of what you guys are doing is an honor. So we appreciate it.
Well, we're excited to do it too. I know. Speaking of exciting things going on with your program, we'll talk your team in a moment. But I'm kind of a video board nerd. I love that sort of thing. You guys have got a beautiful one there at your stadium.
Man, and our field is small, and so I don't know that I really grasped the size of it. It is, I mean, it's 20 by 35, so it is enormous.
Yeah.
On our field, and it's just gorgeous. We've turned it on the last couple of nights and kind of played with it and done some practice runs. We acted like we were playing a game the other night, just to kind of get used to when to hit what buttons and put different videos and commercials of the people that have supported us and helping us put it up. And so it's exciting. I know our kids are excited to get that kind of here, and it just feels like we're gradually kind of taking steps and hopefully doing it the right way. And but it is beautiful.
Well, let's talk about your team. When you and I were visiting before we got started here, you said very correctly, you guys were really good when you got here, not so good in the middle, and really good now. And your team is really good now, coming off a playoff berth a year ago. Let's talk about your Eagles. Who do we need to be paying attention to?
Yeah, and it is. I think I would be remiss if I didn't take like 2 seconds, if it's okay, to just express, because people want to automatically jump to just, hey, they were, they made playoffs 2 years ago. They made a deeper run last year. And then this year they're preseason number, whatever we are, top 5, somewhere in that world. And who really knows, right? But that's what people think. And I think they think that for a good reason. We've got some players that I think are not just great players, because they are good high school football players, but they're better humans, they're better teammates. We're in a really, really good spot. I told someone the other day, I don't know, it's been a couple of years since I've had this level of anticipation, and not for wins and losses, because people that know me know that I mean, I'm definitely competitive, so I do care about winning and losing, but that's not why I do this. It's the way that we do it. And I think the kids that we have really understand that, and they embrace our identity and our culture. And we say all the time, we're our own standard. So we are going to be a little bit different, and we're going to look a little bit different than maybe some others that are also doing it well, but they're doing it well differently. Yeah. And so, but I would be remiss if I didn't point out the fact that in today's time, coaches typically don't get to do what I did. They don't get to be somewhat uber successful, have 2 or 3 years where maybe it doesn't look great, and they're very rarely allowed the opportunity to kind of finish the job, so to speak. And I had a son on that team that was less successful, and so I'm not gonna lie, it was hard at our house a little bit at times, but our administration, our parents, specifically 2 coaches that were with me that whole time that could have gone and had more success and made more money, and and they believed in what we were doing. And so it's genuinely, I don't say this kind of flippantly, it's genuinely been a group effort as far as kind of being where we're at, is kind of the whole group. But you asked about the kids. So we've got several. I don't even know where to start. And I told the kids the other day, I fear interviews because I'm going to leave somebody out. I'm going to say something incorrectly, and I'm going to get in trouble for something I had no intention of doing, which is hard. But obviously some of them that stick out are Brady DeMarcus, running back, linebacker, and he's just a football player. I mean, he's just, I joke all the time, like with the kids, I think he just walks around just saying football. Like he just wants to hit stuff. A very, very good high school football player. Aaron Lovelace those are our 2 running backs. And they kind of swap time, and they both do a really, really good job. Both of them were right about 1,000 yards last year. I think Brady was a little over, Aaron was a little under with less carries. They both play some linebackers, so they're a key part of what we do. Jaron Thomas is probably one of the most natural gifted athletes I think I've ever had, and I've had some pretty good ones over my time. but just as far as the ability to do multiple things, kind of anything you ask him to do, he's extremely gifted. And so he's just a big, I mean, he's a big play waiting to happen. He's super exciting to watch. So he's fun. We have receivers coming back, and Kyle Kane that played last year as a sophomore and had a great year. He'll be phenomenal again. Deegan Meeks has been hurt kind of the last 2 years, so he's yet to kind of finish one, but he's strong right now. And if he stays healthy, when he stays healthy, he'll have a great season. Bryce Keithley is like the quiet, mellow, never say a word. He cares zero about kind of self-promotion, but like he led the team in tackles, led the team in interceptions. I think was second in the state last year in interceptions, led the team in catches, led the team in yards, led the team in touchdowns. And
wow,
I don't know if he even knows that. You know what I mean? Like he just doesn't care. He's just the ultimate team player. So he's fun. Xander Stone is a junior for us that's played a lot of quarterback, and him and Jaron are kind of working through some of that. Xander can be a receiver too and a defensive back, and he did a lot for us last year. We've got 4 linemen coming back that all started last year. Tyson Hindmarsh, big left tackle, going to play at the next level somewhere. He's a really, really good player. Finn Brantis is our center. He'll be a 3-year starter, so that's always nice. I think he's got like a 8-point GPA or something. Like he's super intelligent.
Wow,
so,
that's impressive.
Yeah, that may be a little high, but it's up there.
It's up there.
Yeah. Maddox Jones is a guard. He played last year for us. He's a beast, super strong, very aggressive. And then Landon Stover started at right tackle for us and was all state as a sophomore last year. He'll be him, and then so that's always nice, especially at our level, to have 4 guys coming back on the line with experience. Landon Lowry's a sophomore, the only sophomore we have on the team. Will probably start at that other left guard. So that's nice.
Yeah.
And then defensively, I mean, you got Brady Johnson back as a 3-year starter at corner. Is kind of he's one of those nice ones to have because he'll play some receiver, but he really just wants to be a corner, and that makes it nice for us in a lot of ways. Bo Campbell come back as a linebacker. He was all conference last year as a sophomore. He's one of those guys that wasn't really planning on playing last year, and then we had several injuries last year, and he was forced to play maybe a little earlier than he wanted to, and or he not that he wanted to, but then we were ready for it too.
Yeah.
Anyway, he ended up being an all-conference linebacker, which is great. You can't talk about our defense without talking about Garrison Greer. I think he averaged like 4 sacks a game or something last year. Like he's extremely hard to block, high motor, very aggressive. He's another quiet one. He just kind of does his work and gets back lined up and does it again. And Carter Culpepper will be back on the line. He played as a sophomore last year. He's kind of the smaller, quick guy, very strong, maybe the strongest guy on our team as far as bench press and stuff. Again, incredibly hard to block. Lucas Corbin played outside linebacker for us last year. He'll be back. Had a phenomenal junior year. He'll be a senior. We got 13 seniors all coming back, and most of them all played substantial minutes. So I'm sure I left somebody off, but I'm just rattling those off.
If you did, there aren't many left, I would think. That's and you mentioned quite a few players that do it to play both ways. And for those who may not be as familiar with 2A football, that's just a reality of it. That the numbers are fewer, but you still put 11 on a side, at least in this level of football. There's obviously 8-man ball, but you still got to find 11 to be out there, and sometimes that means players going both ways.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's we play a lot. We do it probably a little different. We try to leave our offensive linemen where they're at, and then we'll rotate on the defensive line as much as possible. And then conversely, we try to leave linebackers and secondary guys where they're at, and then we rotate running backs and receivers pretty regular. And that's kind of our approach to keep guys as fresh as possible, but keeping our athletes on the field. And we're fortunate right now where we've got guys that can do both, and we've got other guys that obviously I probably missed or didn't mention. I know Caleb McKinney is a junior. that left to San Antonio. He's back this year. We expect him to play a lot of linebacker and kind of an H-back type thing that we haven't really had an H-back lately. So right now and where we're at, and it's kind of program wide where we've got some depth in a lot of spots, and it gives us some flexibility.
Well, this time of year is always exciting. You finally get to August and it's just hot as blue blazes, but you can't wait to get to this point because everybody's 0-0. Everybody's got the same goal and we're all excited about it. And I can tell that you guys are with the Eagles for sure. You showed me your calendar, so I know you're a busy man. Thank you for letting me have a half hour of your time for us to visit here. Coach, good luck. And we're really excited about showing these Eagles games this year.
Yes, sir. Can I mention one more kid? I just realized I forgot.
Yeah, please.
Colton Loper. I would be remiss. He hurt himself at the end of the play at our last playoff game as a sophomore. Hurt himself at the first play of our scrimmage game this last year, but has still been voted a team captain every year. Was voted our 501 player to represent our team. He's that kind of kid, just super high character. Everyone loves him. He's genuinely our leader vocally. His effort. I had to tell him to calm down the other day at practice because it's like I told him he's like a kid that was fed Snickers and released on a playground. Like he's just running everywhere. But I would be remiss if I didn't point out the value that he brings to us.
Oh, I'm glad you got him in there, Coach. And it sounds like your team is better for having him being a part of it. So
absolutely.
That's awesome. Coach, thank you very much. We look forward to catching up with you as the season goes along, maybe.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Jeff.
Hello Conway, this is Jeff Brooks at Brooks Fine Jewelry. We're in the dog days of summer and custom jewelry is absolutely taken off. So we've decided that on Saturdays to give you our undivided attention. For you to have your custom jewelry designed here at Brooks Fine Jewelry on Saturday, spend some private time without being interrupted by the traffic flow. So please come down to Brooks Fine Jewelry and see us. Let's create something today that you can be proud to hand your family for tomorrow.
Brooks Fine Jewelry, your jewelry makers in downtown Conway.
Just wait and see what our family can do.
Hi, my name is Kelly Johnston, and I am a customer care specialist at Conway Corporation, and this is how I work. A typical day off? Oh, goodness. Well, I spend a lot of time with plants. I'm a huge houseplant person, so I do spend a lot of time in my shed working on my plants. I also have dogs, and I have children too, but they're grown, and so they're gone. But I have dogs. I spend time with my dogs and my partner, and yeah. 10-year-old me wanted to be a lawyer. Yeah, I talk a lot, which is probably why I ended up in customer service. But yeah, becoming a lawyer did not happen for me, so this is where I am, and I use my mouth to help customers. My favorite part of the job, honestly, is helping the customers. It really makes me happy when I've satisfied the customer and their problem is resolved and they're happy. Granted, not everybody is always happy, it happens, but I honestly, my favorite part is just helping others. It's kind of a thing in my life. I was a foster parent for a while, and I have an adopted daughter, so social service is very important to me. So I work 10-hour days. So I start at 8 a.m. and work until 7 p.m. Yeah. But I get an extra day off during the week, so yeah. So yeah, I start at 8 a.m. I log in, get my computer going, and I work from home normally. So I get my coffee, get my computer on, log into my phone, and start taking phone calls. I would have to say Jaylene. Jaylene Sexton is my supervisor's manager, so she's 2 up from me, and she taught me a lot about being a good employee. Jaylene is always on time. She never calls in. She's just a very dedicated employee, and early in my career, I think she probably helped quite a bit. Angry customers can be difficult, and changes, Conway Corp changes are also difficult. Anytime we have changes with internet or TV or anything that affects customers, that can make things more difficult for me in my job. But also angry customers, and I mean, they happen. And I don't blame them. You know, if things aren't working the way they want them to work, then that's understandable. Oh, gosh, okay. We actually have a couple brand new employees. The thing that I always say at the very beginning is it is a lot. It's a lot of information to learn. We cover every service out there, and anything that a customer needs help with, they call us. So try not to let the amount of the information that you're learning affect your ability to learn. I guess, does that make sense? So it's a lot of information. I hate to use the word freak out, but don't panic if you think you're not going to get it all, because you will. I was lucky when I started, we only helped internet, and then we added cable, and then we added service center, and so slowly but surely we started adding everything where the call center handles almost everything for customers call in. But now new employees have to learn all of that at one time, and that's a lot of information. So yeah, I always tell them, don't panic, you will get it. I promise. If I can do it, you can do it. So customer satisfaction, as far as Conway Corp is concerned, includes a lot of things. We want the customer to feel like they've built trust in us, or we've built trust in them. We want the customer to resolve their problem, obviously. They call in, we want to fix their problem. We work really hard on training on how to talk to customers, things we should say. I'm trying to think of some other things. So it's trust, there's like a whole list of things. Confidence, we want the customer to feel confident in us. When they call us, we want them to know we're going to fix their problem, and one way or another we're going to get them straightened out. Now sometimes it might take a little bit, but really, to me, customer satisfaction is the most important thing about my job. We want to make sure that all Conway Corp customers, when they call in, they are satisfied with the service that they received. So we do a lot of training and spend a lot of time focusing on how to properly talk to customers and resolve their issues, obviously.
You know, esports has become big business in the world of gaming.
So much so, most schools have a team now.
That's right. We recently got to take a field trip to Conway High School and interview the Mario Kart Esports team and their coach.
Hello, my name is Billy Tresman. I'm the captain here. I'm a senior.
I'm co-captain, Xander McCauley. I graduated with Bill this year too.
I'm Kobe, junior.
I'm Joshua Miller. I'm a sophomore.
I'm Jameson Fairchild, and I'm a junior.
All right, so we'll start with the most important question first. Which one of you is the best at Mario Kart? Really? Okay. See, I was not expecting that answer.
Well, that was
to be
unanimous. Yeah, I didn't expect it. We would have fought about that.
I know. I thought I was fixing to start a fight.
He's the best.
No, without a doubt.
All right.
Well, go to his regionals, man.
I grinded way more when it was released on the Wii U.
Another important question: what character do you play as? Do you always play as the same character?
We play different. I play Rosalina. That's my main character. I like.
He got a lot of characters. He got a set of. I just use one. I start off with Luigi to Pauline, and now it's just stuck.
When did y'all start playing Mario? Like, I started a long time ago on the N64, which I heard a couple of you mention.
I first started playing Mario Kart Wii, and then I keep on playing the game every single day.
Mine started with Mario Kart Wii.
I think I started with Mario Galaxy.
I didn't really play a whole lot of Mario growing up. I played Super Mario Sunshine on the GameCube for a little bit. That was about it.
Mario Party 2 and 64.
What made you guys want to be a part of the esports team here at Conway High?
The people.
Yeah, it was the people and the award. I really want the award and the trophy.
Yeah.
I joined because my friends are in here and I wanted to play games with my friends.
I joined because they need another person and I'm kind of half decent. I guess. I hope so.
Yeah. I joined because I wanted to find somewhere where I could fit in, and this was the place.
So how long have y'all been, each of you been on the team?
So from 10th grade was me and him. We played Smash. We lost that one. Then we played Mario Kart. Then 11th grade, I branched off from him and then created my own team. And then now we came back this year.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've been in for like since my sophomore year. I played Smash, and then I went to Mario Kart for the second semester, and then for this year I just played Smash and Mario Kart for the whole year.
I joined just this semester.
I joined my sophomore year. I was on a Smash Brothers team of my own, and then this year I joined the Mario Kart and Smash Brothers team.
Okay, so outside of competition, what other games do you guys like to play? I mean, is it just all Mario Kart all the time? I mean, like, what do you guys play when you're not trying to practice for competition?
Ooh.
That list is
we
long.
play a lot.
We made a whole group chat for that one.
Yeah.
We play.
We made 2 separate too.
Yeah.
All right, hit me, man. What do you guys got? What do you play?
We play Smash Mario Kart. Then we play Mario Party, the original ones and Superstars.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and then yeah.
Yeah, Superstars. When they not here, it be me, him, and Kobe. We play some N64 games like Mario Golf. And did we play Mario Kart 64?
Yeah.
We haven't played that one yet.
Yeah, we haven't played that one
I think we
yet.
played the first Mario Kart actually.
Yeah, me and him played the first Super Mario Kart on the
I know
SNES.
me, Xander, and Kobe played Star Fox 64 once.
Oh. We got some retro gamers in here.
Yeah.
Stop trying to target me.
That's crazy, man. That's for my generation, the retro stuff that's so popular now, and I can't get into it. Like, I just can't play those old games. Like, if it's not like original Xbox or newer, I just can't, man. I can't get down with
I will blab my mouth for hours of retro games.
Yeah. What is it that you like about the older games? Because you all seem to like the older games.
I like it because the music and the competitiveness.
Because it's like a different generation, it's like a different style of games. And it's just like kind of different change of pace is what I'm normally playing.
So do you guys have any of you have any plans? I know you two just graduated last weekend. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
But do any of you guys have any plans on pursuing esports later?
Yeah.
I did in my sophomore year, but my junior year I hit my peak. Yeah.
That's dark, man. When you peak in 11th grade, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know where you go from there.
Yeah.
I have a feeling you didn't peak though, so that's the good news. What other teams does Conway more specifically have? Because I know you've got Mario Kart, the games, so different games. You got
Overwatch, you have Rocket League, you have League of Legends, you have
Valorant.
Smash Bros.
No one plays Madden or 2K.
Splatoon.
Okay. So do you just go in and you pick which, I guess, game you want to be on the team for?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Is there any tryouts or do you just play
well,
and see?
there was one tryout.
Last year, we actually did a tryout to see who would be up because we had like so many people. We see who would be on the first team and the second team, and we basically just play like eight players, 8-player Mario Kart, and whoever was in the top 4 would get in the first team, and whoever was in the bottom 8 would get in the second team.
What would you say about being on an esports team that maybe people don't know?
I'd say the hardest part is just winning, really.
Yeah, it's just winning, really. I mean, if you get your communication and skills down, you're good to go. But it's just really trying to win the game.
That's with Mario Kart, Splatoon 3,
League of Legends, Overwatch,
Legends,
Valorant. It's basically almost everything but Hearthstone and Smash Bros.
Communication is key for most of the games we have.
Any game that you've got multiple players on a team, communication is always going to be key. What was the highlight of y'all's season?
Runner up.
That was the best highlight we ever had.
Even after we got washed by Benton, it was still runner up.
Tell me about your coach. Who's the coach of this team? What does she do?
Really rap, but she's a game design 2, 1, and 3 teacher. She is amazing. She takes care of all of us. She makes sure we're all ready to go. We're all practicing. We keep the hype up. And she's always been there for us, no matter if we lose or if we win. And I think all of us thank her for what she does.
And she takes her time out her way to actually have us win our games, which we thank her for.
Thank you so much.
All right.
So tell us about tournaments and how they work.
Alright, so there was this one guy that sets up the tournament for the high school and the junior high to like play against each other.
John Batson.
Yeah, John Batson. Great guy, by the way. He did take our time away to set up like the game of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate to have everyone compete and have fun. It was a really good time that that the tournament had. I think we did get a sponsorship.
What goes into like a tournament, like the setup? And
if we're gonna stream it, we have to set up one streamer setup or one streamer monitor. But what mainly goes into it is getting the people and just setting it up, getting the bracket ready. And sometimes what we might do is we'd have a side tournament. Like this year, we had main tournament was Smash Brothers, side tournament was Mario Kart. And I feel like that was one of the most fun things we've done this year.
So tell us about some of your favorite moments from the season.
That one moment when we was at the semifinals, it was a really tough race. So we was all down to like 4 through 8. They were beating us by like I think 13 points, and then our boy Kobe over here, he clutched the game for us to having a lightning bolt, and then they got everyone down, and then we all passed them, and then we made a tie, and then I jumped out of my chair and started screaming.
I'd say my favorite moment was our game 1 of I think the playoffs.
Oh yeah, it was game 1. Yeah.
We went against this team called Rookie Racers, and we were sweeping so far that we decided to play Amiibos our second set. And we didn't really go against the other team. It was more like us against each other.
Next year, do you have any goals?
You see that state runner-up? That's going to be first place next year.
Okay. Well, we wish you good luck. We hope to see first place next year. And thank you guys for talking to us.
No problem.
Thanks.
Transform your internet experience with Conway Corp Managed Wi-Fi, powered by Plume. Full-strength, uninterrupted Wi-Fi everywhere in your home. Multiple devices, maximum streaming and uploading. Installed by our experts for peak performance. Buffering, over. Dead spots, gone. Easy controls manage your smart devices. And advanced security keeps it all safe. It's the smarter way to Wi-Fi. Conway Corp Managed Wi-Fi. Upgrade now.
All right, guys, we are here with Miss Kimberly Ropp. She is the computer science teacher here at Conway High School, but for the purposes of today's video, she is the esports coach here. Thanks for being on the show today.
Thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
So how long has this program been here?
Well, it really started kind of just like some of the students getting together and playing games. But once the AAA, Arkansas Activity Association, decided to recognize esports, I kind of jumped on board and started doing it competitively. So we bring the students in, they compete against other schools from around the city, around the state, around the country. And so I like that competitive aspect of it. I thought, a lot of these guys are playing at home by themselves, and there's not a whole lot of interaction there, and what interaction is, it's very anonymous. And so having them on site, playing together, communicating, learning teamwork, collaboration, strategizing, I just really thought that would be a really useful tool for all of them to learn.
I hear that you also are a little bit of a gamer yourself. How did you get started gaming?
So once I got to college, I got to experiment with some of the things that, my college friends had. And then when I met my husband, we played online at night because he worked at night. And so I would stay up with him and we would play games. And I think my very first game that I loved was Parasite Eve from, it's a Japan maker, and I had a lot of fun with that.
So the esports program here at Conway has had some success. So why don't you tell us about that?
Well, we've been trying to get to the state championship for a few years now, and I've had some students that work really, really hard trying to make the program successful. This past fall semester, the Smash Bros team got to go all the way to the semifinals. semifinals. And so they did drop right before that last match. And so we didn't get into the finals there, but they were in the semifinals, and I was extremely proud of that. And then this year, Mario Kart team got to go to the state finals, and they got runner-up. So that was really, really exciting. And I'm really happy for them because they put a lot of time in the last 3 years to get to this point. So the fact that they did that is a big deal for them and for me. Yeah. One of the things that I really, really am proud of is that Conway High School was recognized in the USA Today and PlayVS poll of the top 25 power schools around the nation. So they looked at all the esports teams across the nation. They found the ones that had the top teams, and they looked at their win-loss ratio, and they determined the top 25 power teams is what they called it, and Conway High School was 11th in that poll. So it was national. They put it online, and so that was really exciting.
That's awesome. So you're, I guess that probably soothe your competitive side just a little bit.
Oh no. This is only a small taste of what I'm hoping we'll do next year.
All right. A lot of people, I think, probably don't even know what esports is, but probably even fewer people, I think, understand that it's not just playing video games. I mean, there's actual money potentially for college in this as well, right?
Yes, it's becoming a more common thing for colleges and universities to offer scholarships to students to go to play games at the college level. I know right now Hendrix has a strong esports team. There are schools that are having these game design degrees, and so that's another way to get students on campus to play and to go for these types of degrees. Even my doctor, her son got a full ride scholarship to a school up in Massachusetts, and that's what he wanted to do was play, but he also wanted to be a director of esports programs at different colleges and universities. So I think John Brown University was looking for some students to be able to pull in scholarships and try to get them on their campus too.
It's finally being taken more seriously.
Yes, and that's why I really appreciate the AAA as acknowledging it, because they might not be physically on a field, but they're still communicating with their teammates. They're working on strategy. A lot of these guys put a lot of hours in honing their craft and making themselves better.
Okay, so if people in the community want to support the esports team here in Conway, how do they do that?
Well, they can definitely contact me.
Okay.
But if they can just actually write a check to Conway Public Schools with Conway Esports as it, and send it to the high school. And Tracy Jones is our bookkeeper, and she does an excellent job of keeping up with all of the donations that come in. And again, you can email me. My email is routk@conwayschools.info, and I will be more than happy to give you more information on how to do that.
Well, Mr. Rout, thank you for being with us, and thanks for all that you do for the kids and for the gaming world. And thanks for being on the show.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys putting a spotlight on the kids and the program. So I really, really appreciate that. Thank you.